The offseason is coming to a close. 2 weeks ago, Indy Lights teams took to the oval at Phoenix International Raceway. And this weekend, all three of the Mazda Road to Indy championships are in attendance here at Barber Motorsports Park for the final preseason test where we kick things off at St. Petersburg.
After nearly a year out of the Road to Indy, it's going to be such a good feeling to get back in it, especially with a lot of the same crew that I was with last year. I'm definitely glad to be back in an Indy Lights car and continue working towards IndyCar.
I'm pretty proud of myself as a Korean driver. I will do my best in this season, so yeah, it will be fun. Yeah.
Feeling a lot more prepared, a lot more calm because every year previously I've been in the middle of finals right around St. Pete and Winterfest last year, so not having to worry about any of that stuff is going to be a really big burden off my back, and I can just focus fully on racing.
The last couple of years have been an interest to me to come to America, and now I've made the step across. It is one of the best things I've ever done. It's just the whole atmosphere is completely different, and I've done one test on the oval and it was a lot harder than what I expected. It just takes time to get used to that, and it took me a little while to get used to it, but once I got in the rhythm it was really good.
Well, it's been great so far. I think, second time in the ovals, so everything is new for me. Great team, great hospitality and everything, so it's been very good.
Combining both Europe and America is obviously a big challenge itself with the flying, the long travels and the jet lag mainly. You just have to stay fit, keep training and just sort of plan all your trips and the logistics side very well with the team and with the people around you. And it's going to be hard, but that's also one of the challenges, and if you can overcome that, it's also really great. It gives you two opportunities in 1 year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Jorge Ceballos of Mexico is enjoying his first day in his JDC Pro Mazda entry, doing a little bit of seat fitting right now. Jorge, what are some of the things you enjoy to do when you're not sitting in a race car?
Well, just like every driver, I like the fitness side of things. I like biking, I like doing water sports and all that stuff. But I love spending time at home and with my friends like a normal person. I have a dog that I love and just chilling out.
So as we continue to talk about new faces and new places this year, one of our USF 2000 rookies, Felipe Ortiz, you're going to have a hard time seeing his face because it's going to be inside this beautiful Bell helmet. You painted that yourself in the hotel room only a few nights ago. Tell me about that.
Yeah, me and my manager just painted it in the hotel bathroom with spray and ink, and the professional paints that they don't have the time enough to paint this to St. Pete, so I decided to paint it myself. And my manager said, "Oh, that is cool. Let's do this."
One of the youngest drivers competing in USF 2000 this coming season is 14-year-old British driver Jordan Kane. Jordan, man, I love your shoes. You're a pretty stylish guy. Tell me, how hard is it to keep the look here at the racetrack?
Yeah, well, I've bring over the fashion I've called it Euro spec. So skinny jeans, tight tops, rolling the sleeves up, rolling the legs on the jeans, and just trying to keep my culture and trying to bring it over here to other drivers.
Has it been reciprocated? Are the American drivers appreciating your European style?
Yeah, some people say, oh, those jeans look way too tight, but that's why you get the stretchy ones.
Haters are going to hate. So now with Pabst Racing USF 2000 driver Garth Rickards, understand you played a little bit of hockey growing up. If there were a couple of drivers here in the paddock you could take on in a hockey game, who are you looking for?
Probably like Aaron Telitz. Some of the guys from like Wisconsin or up north. I know there are some hockey guys as well.
Now, do you want them on your team or against you so you can do a little bit of body checking?
Well, I'm a little bit bigger than Telitz, so I think I could take him.
We're here in the Juncos pit with Pro Mazda driver Garrett Grist from Grimsby, Canada, not just Toronto. Now, in my research about you, we spoke about this yesterday, you're a big basketball fan. You're a big basketball player, but you're not a big person. What's with the love of basketball?
I just love basketball. I love going to Raptors games. Growing up, I'd always go to them. I love the sport of basketball. But yeah, I also like playing too. Obviously, I'm not a center. I play point guard or shooting guard because I have a good 3-point. And me playing, I never go in the key. If I go in the key, it's to pass it back out. I'm not going to the net with it because I'll get stuffed.
So you leave the driving for the track, not the lane.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
And also, you're rocking a pretty unique hairstyle. Is that what you'd call a Canadian mullet underneath that hat?
Oh, my dad calls it a mullet because he wants me to cut it off, but I don't know. Some of my friends call it hockey hair. You know, it's a bit of everything. My dad says I'm Yammer Yager out there with the hair, so.
You're a Canadian who's supposed to be playing hockey with your haircut, but ends up playing basketball and driving race cars. That doesn't flap in the breeze or anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes down the court, it has a nice low breeze, but other than that, not much.
In the John Kaminsky Racing tent with one of their drivers, Miss Isla Agren from Sweden, home of meatballs and IKEA. Isla, IKEA gonna be sponsoring you anytime soon?
Well, I hope so. I mean, like, they have the best furniture, so they should, like, it's easy. This is fast. You know, it could be a good merge together with them.
You're right, IKEA furniture, easy, fast, you're fast on track. You ended the last session second or third.
Yeah, but what I meant was, like, it's easy to build, so it's fast to build.
Boom, connections. You identify as Norwegian and Swedish. Sweden, home of IKEA. Norway, home of your mother. Does anything else come out of Norway that we should know about?
The Vikings.
Minnesota?
Yeah, a lot of Norwegians in Minnesota, so a lot of the Vikings went there, yes.
TJ, you have a very interesting story. You haven't always been a race car driver. You used to be very competitive in other sports. Tell us about that.
You know, I've always kind of been a dual sport athlete. I played basketball, football, racing as well. You know, I always knew racing was my big passion, but I played receiver and I was on our section championship winning football team in high school.
Now, what's harder, being a wide receiver, going across the middle, risking getting lit up by a linebacker, trying to catch a pass, or driving a race car hundreds of miles an hour around a track?
You know, there's fear factors in both of them. You know, I mean, I'd say, you know, just having the guts to race a car in general, it takes a lot. But I mean, going across the middle as a receiver too, I'm a skinny guy, so you can get lit up pretty easily, especially the big guys in college. It's a tough call. I mean, I think racing's the more difficult one now.
This racing costs money, and the drivers sometimes often have to bring the money to the table. How are you making the money to support your racing career?
Well, at the moment, I'm actually a painter by trade. So during Monday to Friday and some Saturdays that I'm not racing, I'm swinging a brush.
So you're painting like the Mona Lisa, right?
I wish, but we do mostly house painting and commercial jobs. So yeah, a bit of everything.
Do you ever get the urge to just start whipping the paintbrush on your sweet Pabst racing ride?
Sometimes, but I think the way they have the car at the moment, and obviously their sole color is black, but I think it's a very good color, and yeah, it suits me.
So you like the livery on it? You won't be doing any custom designs soon?
Well, I'd definitely like to get obviously some names on the side of it, but yeah, I like where it's at.
So one of our USF 2000 rookies going into 2016 is New York driver Robert McGinnis. Robert, tell me about a few of the things you do to stay in shape in between races.
So I'm a very competitive fencer. So, 4 days a week I'll be at the fencing club doing some pretty intense footwork, some fencing other kids, and yeah, it's really fun. I started fencing because I was this chubby little 10-year-old and I needed a sport, and I watched Star Wars. I was really into Star Wars. I was like, how close can I get to lightsaber fighting? So I went and I was like, hey, look at this. There's sword fighting. That's pretty close. So I started fencing and just kind of took off from there. I go to all the national competitions, all the regional competitions, and I think I can compete at a pretty high level.
Now, I'm a proud Coloradoan. You're a proud Coloradoan. You're also a proud American. I understand that you have a special connection to the U.S. military.
Yeah, my sister, she was just in Alabama here training for the Air Force, and so she just graduated, and now she's a official Air Force pilot. So we're all proud of her, and also my dad as well. He was in the Marines, and he was a pilot for them as well. So we got a big family of pilots. But yeah, I'm the only guy who's flying a car on the ground pretty much.
Pro Mazda will be a fight for sure this season. You're not too shy when it comes to fighting. A boxer, I understand, to train for racing. What's that like?
Not so much a boxer, but I just got into boxing recently, and that really helps my training routine.
So tell us, as an up and coming boxer, we'll say, if there was one guy in the paddock that you could maybe step into the ring for a few rounds with, who are you taking on?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I like to stay humble. I don't want to get into any fight. Unless someone throws a punch first, then maybe, yeah, he'll get a beating from me.
So So that'll do it here at Barber Motorsports Park for the hashtag warm-up weekend. We've spent the weekend getting to see some of the new faces in new places. Our rookies in USF 2000, our rookies in Pro Mazda, and the drivers who have changed teams over the offseason. We're going to be back in just a few short days. The trucks are loading up and heading back to Florida for the opening round of the 2016 season in St. Petersburg, Florida. We'll see you down the road.